Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today is Monday, which means it's time for an episode of Loadout, the series where you guys, the viewers, get to pick a gun and customization for me to use. The way you do this is you leave a comment down below letting me know what kind of weapon and accessories you'd like me to run with, and I will pick one of the top rated comments for the next episode. Today's top comment comes from Louis Chicks. He says, so since you're not a big fan of the thematic loadouts, here's my most effective one which I can rely on in every second. AEK-971 with Coyote Optic, best in the game, no accessories, lasers just give away your position, flash hider, no need for anything, folding / angled grip, perfect for bursting, M9 with iron sights, green laser, and compensator, medic bag plus defib because that's what medic class is all about, offensive perk, gives you more ammo, perfect for long kill streaks. Burst firing the AEK makes it very effective at medium range weapon if you can manage the recoil. Use the M9 and hip fire to finish off bad guys if you run out of ammo or get caught mid reload. Have fun level. Now it's been a while since I've got a loadout that wasn't theme based, and this is certainly designed to tear people up. It's not going to be so great against vehicles, it's definitely more of an infantry themed loadout, but if you are playing in a conquest style map, you can definitely revive and keep your squad going, provided that maybe they are engineers or the support class, or at least have some sort of means of taking out vehicles. Now the AEK is a nasty assault rifle with a 900 round per minute rate of fire. It certainly puts it up there near the top of the charts in terms of damage per second. Now its recoil can be a little daunting at first, but once you start to get the hang of it, and if you use say the angled foregrip as we are now, you can have very accurate burst firing, allowing you to drop a lot of targets at medium range. Further range, you're probably not going to want to use this gun too much. I mean, I've gotten a few tap fire kills at very long ranges with it, but for the most part it's a waste of ammo and you should be trying to get into closer medium range engagements. Right now I'm playing with this kit in TDM. It's certainly going to excel. All I have to worry about is infantry, generally speaking not too long of range infantry depending on what maps I'm playing at, but this is going to be one of the best guns you can honestly play with. Sure, the 416 is great, but time to kill is really where it's at once you've mastered recoil. So when you're at the top of your game, you're really going to walk the line with how much damage per second can you do while still maintaining accuracy, and the AEK is a perfect gun for that because you can still burst fire fairly accurately and still do massive DPS. Close quarters, no contest, this gun is amazing. Sure, the FAMAS is going to outshoot it, but then again the FAMAS has a lot of other issues going on for it. It's not quite as good for kill streaks. Excellent for getting the single or double kills maybe, but the AEK has a slightly faster reload and it's just going to be a little bit more versatile all around. Now the Coyote Optic is great, and I did a very early on scope analysis video showing the basically how much each scope covered up the screen, and the Coyote Optic covers up the screen the least compared to any other optic in the game. Now I generally run with the Cobra just because I kind of like the tri-line aimer. It allows me to basically not lose track of the aimer when the action gets really intense, but the Coyote Optic is still incredibly good. It's perfect for getting headshots, and frankly a lot of really good players out there prefer this as their #1 optic. Now for a gun that shoots 900 rounds per minute, you would expect the AEK to have a lot of other bad factors going for it, and frankly it's pretty well balanced overall, but the reload is pretty manageable. It's 2.3 seconds, definitely not on the extreme speed of say 1.85 that you'll get from the AK-5C or something like that, but at the same time for 900 rounds per minute, 2.3 seconds is more than manageable. Now if you manage to go through your whole magazine, you're going to hit 3.6 seconds, and that is going to be a real doozy, and it's going to be a lot harder to deal with. So if you're going for that double kill with your magazine, you better hope that there's no follow-up guys, or just switch to your pistol to try and deal with that third target. Now that's always been kind of the trick in Battlefield, getting multiple kills. 2 kills, not unheard of. Most players should be able to do that with your average assault rifle, but getting a third kill, even a fourth kill on your own is very difficult to do. You either have to have excellent sidearm skills or have a gun that reloads very fast so that you can continue using your primary. Now the sidearm is very risky because if you run into an extremely good player, then you have to completely outgun them. This is why a lot of pro players like to use really powerful sidearms that can potentially one-shot for headshots. That way you have a better chance of dealing with extremely good players by just getting essentially a lucky headshot before they can damage you down. Now the M9 is a perfectly good pistol. The hipfire capabilities are definitely great if you're sort of in a panicky situation, but you have to land a lot of shots or you have to hope that your opponent's damaged, otherwise you are for the most part going to lose that gunfight. I like the M9, it's a good pistol, it's reliable, but sometimes it's nice to have something that hits a little bit harder, gives you a few more options, especially at range. The further you get away with the M9, the less effective it becomes and the greater chances of your opponent basically just returning fire and outgunning you become, so you basically want to just reserve the M9 for CQB combat. The laser sight on there, of course, very good for hipfire, very good for CQB. I generally do agree with running a laser sight on your pistols just because if you are in that kind of CQB combat, chances are your opponent knows exactly where you are and you're going to need some extra hipfire accuracy. I don't generally like to run them on my primaries, as this loadout seems like it was kind of catered towards me because I think it gives away your position and you don't end up taking advantage of the hipfire as much as you might think. Now, I will concede one way that I'm not using this loadout entirely effectively right now is that if you're running defibrillators, generally speaking, I like to play in game modes that are a little bit more tactical and a little bit more team-oriented. Team deathmatch, for the most part, is just deathmatch where half the players are players that you're not going to be shooting. There's not that much teamwork in actual TDM because you can't spawn on your teammates, and generally when you go to revive them, you're pretty much going to die because the combat is so chaotic and fast-paced that you revive them, somebody's had enough time to sneak up on you, and all of a sudden you get killed, the guy you revived got killed, and you basically didn't help out anybody there. So when I play TDM, I like to run grenade launcher. People have criticized my playstyle when I'm running grenade launcher and assault rifles a lot, and it's usually just because I'm playing TDM, because I find the more I revive people in TDM, the more it results in basically both of us getting killed, and the waste of my life and my teammates' life. That being said, if I do have defibrillators in TDM, I will definitely go for a revive if I'm pretty sure I can get it and that it's not going to endanger both myself and the guy getting revived. There's nothing more annoying than being revived right when your timer's about to be up and then getting killed immediately. It kind of reminds me of the Battlefield group Don't Revive Me bro, back when reviving was a big issue and you basically didn't have a way of declining a revive back in the day. So people would just get annoyed whenever they got revived because it actually counted as getting another death. Now here we are on a TDM naval strike match. You don't see these maps too much these days because for the most part they really do cater to extreme long range combat, and you'll see a lot of snipers and people get upset with that. But I managed to find a TDM operation mortar and the AEK was actually handling itself really well. Obviously I wasn't engaging people at extreme ranges. I was basically just trying to assault this hill, or basically assault down this hill. That's all you can do in the operation mortar TDM match, but it was actually a lot of fun and it was super effective. One thing I like about these more outdoorsy maps is that basically there are not as many corners or specific areas that people like to camp, or there's no major choke points, so you have a little bit more freedom in how you want to flank around and sneak up on people, and I certainly like that style of play because it gives me a little bit more creativity and options when trying to outsmart my opponents, especially when they're dug in really well. Now the comment wasn't specific about the grenade types. I was using RGO grenades because I still think they're one of the best grenades. When that next patch comes out though, and it limits the RGO number to 1, and I think it also might downgrade the damage that it does, then I'll probably be running a lot more with M67 frag grenades, which I think is really great. I'm tired of the smaller, longer range grenades and the kind of insta-kill grenades being such a big part of Battlefield 4. M67 frags take a lot more skill to get kills with, and I think that's the way it should be with grenades. Anyway, I highly recommend this loadout. If you're a skilled player, you know how to deal with some recoil. It's not too bad on this, especially with the angled foregrip, and you're good at burst firing weapons, then you're going to do amazing with the AEK and angled foregrip. As always guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments down below for next week's episode, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.